All right, and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink Coffee Edition. I'm excited. It's my first coffee review that I'm going to take you through. Look, I'm going to just have a standard uniform way of doing this, okay? I do roughly 13.5 grams of coffee, but whatever grammage of coffee I do, I just multiply by 16 to volume or ratio of water. I will do that universal. I will do that universal formula to all of my reviews that I take you through, just for ease of simplicity. I know that you can tweak recipes and all of that stuff, but this is not what it's about. I'm not trying to tell you how to make your coffee. I'm just telling you what I'm finding with this coffee, okay? And I'm using a Yeti cup because I tend to make my coffee in the morning and afternoon while I'm working, and I sip it slowly over the next 20 minutes, so I don't want it to get too cold. And also for travel's sake, I've got a mug all the time. It's unbreakable. Anyway, today I'm going to review Rocket Roastery here in New Zealand. It is a Kenyan bean filter roast, Muthigi-Ini. I'll take a photo for you as well. Region is Kirinyaga. Factory is Rwama FCS, okay. Altitude is 1580 meters, that's 1580 meters, okay. The crop is 21 to 22. Cultivars are SL28, SL34, Ruiru 11, Batian, and the process is washed and sun-dried. So I'm not sure what it means by washed and sun-dried. Do they do the wash process and then sun-dry the beans before they sent them, or do they sun-dry the beans first? That's more natural. So I'm presuming that they dried the wet beans in the sun before they sent it, which I thought that's usually what they do. Anyway, roasted on the 12th of June, okay, roasted on the 12th of June, and I am drinking it today in the 3rd of July. So about 20 days from roasting, which to my understanding is starting to reach its optimal breathing resting time, okay? So as I mentioned before, I'm going to take you through the bean itself and take you through my observation. Okay, this is a light medium roast, it looks like. Now I'll take a photo of it for you, of course. And what I love about this is that the beans are all different sizes. Actually, I've noticed that with a lot of single origin beans. When it's smaller farms as well, it looks like the beans are all more different grades and they look more deranged as opposed to your standardized cliche coffee bean. But maybe because the cultivars are different and they mix them all, maybe what I'm looking at is actually the cultivars differences, right? If someone could tell me, that would be great, because some of them are really small and like, you know, nuggety, and the other ones are like big and rough, you know? It's like, wow, look at that. Yeah, anyway, I'll take a photo of the bean and the front as my thumbnail so you can see that as well, okay? So a lot of different cultivars in there, which is probably why you've got a lot of those different sizes and shapes and grades of the bean. Now, let me just nose the bean before we continue. Just like I do whiskey, I will nose the shit out of everything. I like to sniff, scratch and sniff. Definitely earthy, corrugated cardboard. There is a funkiness to it, like a sourness as well. Burnt sugar, like a burnt fruit. There's like a burnt, like a raspberry, a burnt raspberry. Let me just look okay, the description says cranberry and a rosehip tea. I don't know what the hell rosehip tea smells like. Cranberry, I can see why they say cranberry on the nose, or on the flavor, but obviously it's different. Chocolate, a little bit of raw cacao, woody, quite earthy, leathery, fresh whipped cream, like a double cream that's been whipped right there. No sugar, nothing added, just whipped cream. Clay. I'm curious if the soil is clay actually, because I can smell clay. I'm getting a slightly floral smell to that. Maybe that's what rosehip tea smells like, who knows? But I have no idea, don't quote me on that. Yeah, there's like an oily fragrance, an oily floral fragrance, but an earthy side. Not like a vibrant flower, but like more of an earthy flower. I'm getting like a resin I can't put my finger on, but that smells nice. It smells nice. And definitely light to medium roast. More medium, I think, this one. It's when you smell it, it doesn't smell like, you know, when you smell a bag of coffee beans, it smells like coffee, you know, like the coffee cliche smell. That's because they roasted that, but Jesus, shit out of it. It's like, you know, they just roasted the shit out of it. There's nothing left to actually savor, and that's why. Anyway, let's. There's a woody smell. The floral smell is a lot more prominent. I definitely get the cranberry, what they say is cranberry, but I'm getting raspberry. So there you go. Like a red fruit, that's a sweet red fruit, a ripe sweet red fruit. Cedar, wet leather. I'm getting some of that clay come through. Sorry, I'm just actually appreciating the smell. It's not every day you just keep smelling coffee like that. It's just like, it's just so beautiful. So fucking beautiful. It smells delicious. Whoa, nice. Aftertaste, slight bitterness. It's got a sourness in the mid palate, and a very, very earthy front and mid palate. It's got a tanginess to it as well, which is quite nice. A slight acidity. I don't even know how to describe these things. So if anyone in the coffee world out there, can you please help me out here? I'm describing this like I would whiskey. So I'm still very much into that. It's like there's a tanginess to it, like a slight sourness to it. I can't taste a heavy ferment. You can usually taste the ferment of things, right? I can't taste a huge ferment on that. Maybe I'm imagining it, but it's very earthy, very chocolatey, cocoa, woody, cedar. Leather, sourness to it like raspberries. On the nose it smelled like sweet raspberry. On the palate it's slightly on the sour, dry raspberry, like Chinese made raspberry that isn't very good. Not a heavy mouthfeel, quite a light mouthfeel actually. That's interesting, quite a light mouthfeel, well-rounded. It doesn't spike out in flavor, nothing hits out at you, nothing turkey slaps you with a big black coffee deck in the face, you know what I mean? Nothing. So yeah, very well-rounded coffee. I would say that for a single origin coffee, for a novice coffee drinker, this is very palatable. Now my palate is not a novice palate when it comes to challenging shit, okay, because of whiskey, but I'm thinking on a coffee basis, because if you're used to your hard roast, you might taste too much other stuff in this. You might go, ooh, what is that? Hard roast, all you're gonna taste is that bitterness and that coffee flavor, right? So yeah, very, very nice. I'm enjoying it. I've had this before, but I'm enjoying it. I've never analyzed it like this. Absolutely delicious. Anyway, ooh, after a few sips down, I'm getting wet soil, some mud. I'm getting a fragrance. I'm getting a floral fragrance. I'm getting a herbal fragrance. Okay, interesting. Anyway, until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink, and caffeinate the shit out of yourself. I will put the link of who these are at the bottom there, just for your reference. Okay, just for your reference. If you ever visit New Zealand, maybe you can visit them, order a bag of coffee for your hotel room instead of that crap they give you. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Cheers.